Hey people, it's me, Duckula. Let me just fix my mic here. A couple of interesting things. First of all, I don't normally jump in and do things like this, but jump in is the word because yesterday at the close of trading day, I was, often I just sit and watch. I'm sitting there in the day. I tend to buy the dip. We all do. But yesterday was different. I was sitting there watching that at close, and I noticed that, the kind of things we see on a Friday where Kenny, the market maker, hold on, heater's driving me mad. So it was fighting hard. I've been in it since the before the Battle of 801. I've been in since the thing was trading in under $5, frankly, in 2020. Yeah, 2020. Before that, technically, because I traded it often. But let's just talk about AMC here. So, a lot of you know a lot of you are OG Apes, and we're around for the Battle of 801, and it was an exciting time, wasn't it? Beating Hedgie. First time we got a real victory. We saw that we could beat him. And this is interesting, and obviously every Friday, because the market maker, he likes to beat us down on a Friday, has become, almost a ritual, hasn't it, on a Friday, where we fight him. But, so yesterday was different. Just a Tuesday. Regular Tuesday, out of the blue. It's the first time in my watching this thing for a year, when we fought the price at the close of the day, that a Tuesday saw such a determined adversary to beat us down. And I thought that was very interesting and very telling, and it still raises questions. Why that was so? I'm still mulling it over. Maybe you have an idea. Please, if you do, put it in the wherever below comments. But so I was definitely. So I just woke up a few minutes ago, and it was in my mind. I was thinking, that's really something different. Something changed yesterday. Do you feel it? Also, in the ape community, there's a growing excitement. Are you feeling that? I am. I definitely feeling it. Now, a lot of you know I did data science, so I pull a lot of sentiment analysis. I don't do it every day, because it doesn't make any difference doing it every day. I mean, I don't put a lot of trust in it either. I mean, sometimes it can tell you a lot of things, and most of the time it will tell you nothing useful. But this past week, I've noticed, certainly at the Sunday, there was a huge spike in what the media sentiment analysis. It's more important to think what they're saying about us rather than what we're saying about ourselves. If you think about that, I mean, I could almost any day I can point at Twitter and discover that, hey, we've got a positive sentiment analysis. Big deal. Yes, it's pretty standard, but pointing it at sites like FinViz and seeing what the financial media were saying about us is far more telling. And I saw a huge spike of it on Sunday for both AMC and GameStop, which was interesting. But something definitely changed yesterday. That was one thing. Now I've got another thing I'm going to get to in a minute. I'm just trying to get myself together because it's like when you buy an older house out in the country like this. The electricity is just not set up for modern living. This is I've heard of people spending money to have it all redone. The last person had some things done, and if you go to the fuse box, everything is all in the wrong place. He's got it all labelled wrong. I'm gonna have to spend some time trying to work out which is where. And part of the problem is with this room, the toilet here on the landing, and the outside lights to the front porch are all on the same circuit, and it doesn't take much to just trigger that one off. It drives me mad, because when I come in this room here and I've got my studio lights here, my studio lights don't like it, and most important, my heater. Usually I can get by, but right now in the colder mornings, I'm putting my heating on, and damn thing triggers off and you're left in the darkness. I was in the shower just a few minutes ago. I got up and I'm standing in the shower and suddenly it plunged into total darkness, you know. It's a dark night. This is the countryside. It's Texas. So I had to get my clothes on and go all the way around the building, all the way right to here. So I go way out the door, way over there, and wake my dog up and go all the way around the place and in the dark, trying to find. I couldn't find my flashlight, so trying to find the right switch. It's just force of habit. I kind of know where that one is, but wow, what a nuisance. So that's anyway. Hey, some of you will be millionaires soon, and might have to face things like that. And I say buy an old house because old houses you sit on a big chunk of land, and that's marvelous. But anyway, back to what I was going to say. I have an interesting thought here. And this is for your own protection. Okay, this is something. Now, this is something the difference between British and American people, and it's what we've done for maybe decades in Britain, past couple of decades anyway, is we've people have learned how to question authority, like the governments and institutions, by never saying anything outright. You know, if you say something outright, that's actionable. Okay, don't do it. Don't do that. Never give them anything. But it's perfectly fine if you can say the same thing, but rephrase it as a question that you need to know the answer to. You can say the same thing, and you can basically say almost anything you like if you phrase it as a question. And another thing that I can always spot, for instance, the hardened British campaigners when they use the word allegedly in brackets, as I do. So you can say things and use a word like it is alleged, or if you say something outright, say allegedly. So I'm not saying don't say it, I'm saying say it by all means. Learn how to protect yourself though. I'm saying you say. So yesterday I was looking at some things on a particular LinkedIn website for a particular hedge fund, and there's a lot of comments there. Just protect yourself, that's all. It's great. I post there, I make comments about it, but notice the difference. And so it's an experience thing. We learned this a long time ago in the UK, and basically because you're talking to an institution which has like 6 lawyers reading everything you post, believe me. So just be careful what you say. Never make a allegation, okay, and nothing actionable, and you can still say that. Just rephrase it, rethink it. When you get into that mind frame, you'll be able to type it without even thinking about it. But it is a mind frame, and it's something, as I say, we've been doing in Britain for a long time because, I was a political activist when I was a student. You had to learn these things, otherwise you'd be charged and you'd end up in court, because these people they check every word, and but it's perfectly fine to use the word alleged, allegedly, it is alleged, and never state a thing outright. Or ask it as a question. I can't give you any examples right now off the top of my head, but I think it is an important thing, and I want you to just think about it. And you probably, if you read other people's comments before you post, just reading other people's comments should show you how it's done. It's a good mindset to get into. So basically that's all I wanted to say. This thing in my head about why Kenny, the market maker, was so determined to beat us down yesterday at the close of day. And something I said last Friday to someone on Yahoo Finance, we hang out in the hood board instead of AMC because they've messed the AMC board up and they won't let us post there. I think Tesla's the same, isn't it? So anyway, I hang out there. And someone who, an OG ape like me, who's been doing this, he knows me from, last January, doing this stuff. And he said to me, last Friday, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm glad, we fought side by side for a whole year, And although technically Yahoo Finance banned me for 8 months, they banned the Duckula for 8 months. It's criminal." They shut the duck up only on Yahoo Finance because I'm on Twitter and I've been carrying on the fight the whole time. I'm also on LinkedIn, and so it's about, there's a big fight on LinkedIn now, and it's turning out well. I was wondering how it was going to go. Alan Boston brought that there, and I had my doubts about it because it brought some people to my my LinkedIn page, which was insane. You know, I didn't mind the people. It's just that some of the people didn't understand who they were criticising. They're criticising me for something, you know, they swipe out at anyone when you should be swiping out at Kenny. And I pointed out to this guy, I said, you know, one guy one time was a real pest. I said, look, you know, I've been here fighting this for a whole year, you know. Alan Boston is welcome to the fight, and it's great he's here now and bringing all these other people. But if you look at my stuff, I've been sometimes a lone voice in the wilderness. There was about maybe half a dozen of us fighting Kenny there. We were doing it. We were much more subtle about it. But and then Alan Boston hit on the idea that, you know, the good idea to separate Kenny from his money by getting in the minds of his investors. And it's a smart idea. I hadn't actually hit on, although we've been doing this for a year before Al came along, I hadn't actually made the connection. It was a good idea. We were just more critical, being critical of Kenny. So what to be said there. I would say it's a good fight. It's really coming together. And the last 2 weeks, oh yeah, I had something to say about that as well. How Kenny rephrased, you know, which was obviously a bailout yesterday. You know, was it 1.18 billion he's took on? He's sold a bit of his company. Now, he's desperate for cash. It's working. What's being done is working. But how they paint it on City Securities or a Citadel, how they paint it as a good thing and a development like it was an investment. No, that's Kenny's given a bit here. You know, so how they what's the word? Whatever. I don't care. It's too early in the morning to think. I'm still a bit fuzzy. I haven't woke up yet. But it's trying to paint something that's not so good as a good thing. Spin it. There you go. Spin. So I think that was what Kenny's spin doctor's kicking in. We're fighting the powerful enemy here. It reminds me of the UK government in the 1990s, where, you know, everything they said was came through a spin doctor. That's what it's like. I've seen this before. I'm a Harding campaigner. Been an activist, done it. This to me, it's just an interesting, you know, new development in the fight anyway. So what do you think about that? So how they spin something that's negative into a positive thing, but it's really negative. I don't think it's that great that Kenny has to sell a bit of his company. So what do you think about that? A couple of things we covered there. That's all I came on to say, really. Wanted to get back to one last thing before I totally finish, and that was what I was saying to Chad, I think it was, on Yahoo Finance. So Yahoo Finance been on the Hood board talking about AMC Friday, and I said, you know, I think from here on in until the 21st up to the 28th, every day is going to be a Friday now. Every day is a Friday. That's how I view it. So I say I will keep my firepower always for a Friday. I keep my firepower for a Friday. But yesterday, when I saw that happening, I had to jump in and buy some shares at the close of the day, because I could see there was definitely something. So I don't normally jump in on a Tuesday at that point of the day, and I keep all my firepower for a Friday. But yesterday, I thought, no, I'm going to jump in, and I bought 20 shares in the closing minute or two. So just to add to it, so and we were able to close green on the day, so you could see it was a hard fight. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Well, take care, and I hope we have a great day trading ahead of us. Okay, bye bye.